Hi everybody, it's Wendy. It's been a while. I posted a couple of videos uh, 2 weeks ago, but I thought this would be a good one to just give you an update about what's going on. And everybody, everybody's life has changed and probably never be the same, but that can be a very good thing. When this all hit, my brother had taken me for my first official vacation in 40 years to Ecuador, and that's where we got we were first quarantined. So we had a wonderful week up in the mountains in Cotopaxi, one of the most beautiful places I'd ever been. And then COVID came on, so we were in 2 weeks in quarantine in Quito, and they really shut down. Southern Ecuador wasn't the same, but Quito, if you were caught on the street during curfew, it was $6,000. Masks, gloves, they really did it. And I respect them for that. I was like trained up real quick. And then we got an expatriate flight 2 weeks later to Canada, and you land in Canada, and that was back in March 27th, and you're given a paper of quarantine and what you have to do as soon as you get off the plane. And we had to quarantine for 2 weeks at my brother's apartment in Montreal, which was get along great, so that was fine. And we overlooked Mount Royal, which was beautiful. So both Quito and Montreal were wonderful. And at that point I started doing Duolingo, because I thought you've got to make something positive happen from any situation. So I'm 200 days into my French, refreshing my French reading and writing. And I have a little dog here, if you can see him, who wants attention. So 2 weeks in quarantine, then I had to rent a car to get back to the States, because my dog was with friends in New Hampshire. So I rented a car, and then I had nowhere to stay, so a friend found me a place to rent week by week, and I ended up being there 2 months, went back to work, and now I'm about to move again. And then I came back to a lady I've been staying with in New London, and she has gracefully had me here renting with her. So it's almost 2 years now. Since Bree passed, I've been anywhere from with my sister to then looking after an Alzheimer's patient the last 6 months of her life, then to Maine for a while, then back to New London, New Hampshire, then my first trip, and back to work in New London. I work at a health food store. The nicest thing is I've learned so much. It's just amazing what I've learned. And I'm going to keep posting videos about the last product was the Ion Bion Gut Health. That's just a game changer. It's one of the most important products I've found. So I'm very grateful to this work, because that's what I found. And even Monday, I'll be meeting with a rep with some new products, that excites me. But I don't make enough. I don't make enough money to find a rental of my own, which is unfortunate. Because I do love working with the people. So I'm going to vote on November 3rd, and then, because I'm a citizen, I'm dual citizen, Canada and U.S., and then I've got a 4x8 trailer reserved, and I'm going to fill it up, and that's what I have. That's more than probably I want. And I'm heading with the dog to stay with my sister again for an indefinite period of time. This product that I love will eventually be in Canada, and I would love to work for that company. 100% of the profits go back to Farmers Matters. So I say on my walks, I pretty much ask that whatever I do for the rest of my life, I would like it to be something that contributes to the planet, because right now we're facing extinction because 50% of the males are infertile. The Roundup in the air is in 75% of the air. So this product in 2 weeks takes Roundup in your body down 23%, inflammation down 17%. And the doctor who founded it. He's just a brilliant man. So it's a tasteless liquid, and I really want to work for this company. And if not, I want to work for them or for something like the medicinal mushrooms, Host Defense people. These are all family-owned companies. Because right now a lot of companies are being bought out by multi-million, billion-dollar companies. And the family-owned, they keep their integrity is involved. Their quality always stays. As soon as they're bought out, like Garden of Life and many others, their quality goes down. So Burt's Bees been bought out. Oh, I could name a name. So that's what I want to do long term. But what I'm going to do this winter is I'm going to the place where I wrote the cookbook on how I cook for Bree, and the kids' book on her and her dog. So that's where I'm going. My sister and her husband are just awesome people. They're welcoming me in with my dog Truffles, and I am going to be. First, I'll have to be 2 weeks in quarantine. Fortunately, they have an RV that usually they store in winter, but they're keeping it out, so I can do my 2 weeks quarantine there. Any sounds you hear are my dog. And I will be starting my blog. And I did start it, but I need to restart it because COVID just came in and everything came to a stop. And up until now, I work 40 hours a week, and I'm literally on my feet all day, running around a health food store, helping people up and down stairs. I mean, I saw, what was it, yesterday? I mean, it was the end of the day, and I finally did my final order, and I hadn't stopped. I hadn't stopped all day. So what happens is I get home, walk my dog, feed my dog. I'm living with this other woman, and I make my food, I sit down, I eat, and I'm like ready to sleep. That's what happens every night. And then the weekend I have Saturday and Sunday off usually, and I usually do errands. You know, you catch up on Saturday, and Sunday I'm preparing food for the week, getting ready to get back to work. So that's been my life for 2 years, except for my vacation where I ended up in quarantine. Thank God it was a beautiful place to be. So I need to do more writing. I'm going to do more writing this winter. I'm going to do the podcast. I'm going to do some blogging and some more YouTube. And I'm just going to go through all the stuff I learned. I just want to share all the awesome stuff I've learned and continue to learn, because I know it makes my life easier. You know, I'm 70 now, and I have no diagnosis of any kind. I eat the way I do and take the supplements and herbs I take as a preventative. I would like to live a long, functioning, well-being life. And so I'm just going to keep sharing everything that I'm learning. I'm fortunate. It just seems to be wherever I am on the planet, information gets to me. I don't know how, because usually I've lived in little towns and I've had to travel anywhere from an hour to 2 hours just to get food and stuff. So I'm fortunate, and I'm fortunate I had Bree, because, oh my God, I was just saying to someone today, I don't know how I lucked in to get to be her mom. Still hard, probably always will be hard, and that's okay. She started me. She's my big teacher. You know, I couldn't imagine having a better teacher than Bree. So I want to honor her and keep finding good things, you know, and sharing, because that's what she brought into my life. So in November, I will be in Canada, and I will keep contact through my YouTube, my the new podcast, blogging. I have to learn all this. That's going to be a new adventure for me. And I'm going to be writing and recouping, because just, I'm making $13 an hour like I have been. And when I started, oh God, I don't even want to say, it's making $9.75. It's nobody should be making that. So, yeah, I mean, a babysitter made more than that. And I'm in charge of a department. I am the buyer for the supplements and herbs. I bring in a ton of money for these people. So I love my customers. I love working with them. But I'll keep contact. And I just wanted to let you know I appreciate your support so much. I appreciate your comments and everything. And I'm sharing this with you to know that, and I'm sure you all understand, because you're all under, we're all under quarantine more or less. And I wanted to finish with one thing, though. There's such a mass thing about do or don't, but I want to tell people that, with Bree, part of her stimulation was something called masking. And it was something I had to do 69 times a day, a minute off. And for a child, and I had to be trained to use this mask. This mask was developed by NASA. So, and it was a plastic mask with a tube, and it forced her to breathe. When the mask clapped, it forced her to breathe more, but that was to grow her lungs, because she wasn't walking, she wasn't moving, and she needed to grow her lungs and also her heart. So masking was one of the ways to do that. And I've got to tell you, I had brought her out of 4 hours seizure by masking, a minute on, a minute off. I stopped watching it, and it brought her out, because when a child goes into a seizure, the brain takes all the oxygen, okay, because it's saving itself. And so that's why the body, the muscles and everything just go, because the brain's taking all the oxygen. So that's why, oh God, I just lost my point of why this was so important. So when she came out, finally, I remember that seizure. I don't even know how I managed it. She took a big, deep breath, and she was out. Because, and the mask is forcing her to breathe, because the brain's taking, that's it. The brain was taking all the oxygen. So the mask is forcing her to breathe, and that's what brought her out of it, because we're getting now, oxygen into her. So I don't have I just feel, I'm an essential worker, out in a health food store. I'm wearing a mask, 8-9 hours a day. Yeah, my glasses fog up, and it's hot and stuff, but it is growing my lungs, So, and it's growing your lungs too. I wouldn't wear I wear a cloth or, cotton mask. I don't wear the plastic ones, because those aren't good. You're breathing in plastics as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I just really want to know, because like I disappear, it's because I'm just trying to keep my life going and be available, keep myself healthy, and and please understand, this will be my 7th move in 3.5 years. So that probably explains it all. But I'm hopefully to have good contact this winter with all of you. Thank you so much.